In 1999, a show launched that took the entertainment world by storm.
I think this is the first story like this you've ever covered.
Yes!
Evening after evening, viewers tuned in to be delighted with strange scenes that frequently seemed to surprise the actors as much as the audience. You see, the magic of the show wasn't in any meticulously prepared comedic writing, it was the complete absence of that. Whose Line Is It Anyway featured a wide range of games in which a small ensemble of actors would be repeatedly called to come up on stage and just make something happen. Anything could spark a scene, a weird object, a single phrase, or even a single word. And like magic, the cast would pull ridiculous and fantastical scenes out of thin air. This version of the show is not the first iteration of Whose Line Is It Anyway, let alone the first show of its kind, but with a radio show and 3 TV series, one of which has run all the way into this year, the show's format has lasted quite a while.
The reaction the show gets always fascinates me. People completely lose it at the endless flow of stories and clever one-liners, but these same people also tend to express certain thoughts that you might be having yourself. It all feels a bit too smooth. Are these shows actually unscripted? That seems really fun, but I don't think I could ever get on stage like that. I would love to give this a go, but I'm just not that good at being funny. But if this is you, then you're also the person I'm making this video for. You see, I've recently been discovering the world of improv, and it has completely changed my life. I want to share that gift with you, to try and make you understand why I think it's such a magical thing. So if you'll humor me, let's talk about me for a bit. Actually, I don't need your permission. This is my channel, I can do what I want. I have a moderate amount of confidence. If I see you prancing about with your samoyed, I will walk up to you and I will ask to pet them. Like, I do get anxious, but I also really like dogs, and you know, sacrifices have to be made. One-on-one, that's good. One-on-one and dog, even better. But there's something about standing on stage that terrifies me to my core. And I don't know what it is. Is it being the center of attention? Is it the elevation? The sheer amount of people? How many people does it take for this to become scary? The problem is that I really want to make videos, and it's rough when you're terrified of recording yourself. You know, the one thing that is kind of unavoidable in all of this. A big part of my script writing process has just been procrastinating leading up to recording day. I can't record today. I'm tired. I'm busy. I'm distracted. In the words of the great improviser Mick Napier, fear, fear, confusion, confusion, fear, think, think, think. Fear. I envied the type of people who could seemingly get on any stage and just wow the entire audience. What does it take to never be lost for words? Toastmasters? Magic feather? Then one day my friend messaged me about a set of 3 classes in a nearby town. An introduction to improv, free of charge. I promised them I would go, and when the day arrived, I was kind of regretting that. Like, I was physically sick with anxiety. I went back and forth on going, but a promise is a promise. So I said, I'll at least go to the first one. That's it, I'll try it once. We arrived. I tried to mingle and make some small talk. I quickly found out that almost everyone had been doing improv for approximately their entire life. Great start so far. At this point, I was kind of dying inside, but the class was starting, so it was too late to turn back now. We didn't bite the bullet straight away. Instead, we warmed up. We played simple games. Learned each other's names with a silly posing exercise. Face your neighbor. Try to clap at the same time, then turn around and pass on the clap. Probably could have phrased that better. Speed up, mess up, try again. It was a ton of fun to just hang out with interesting people and play silly games like this. Slowly, my body relaxed and my mind calmed down. And then it was time for the main event. Groups of 4 would be called up to invent entire scenes on the spot. Well, I'll just watch, I thought. But as the rounds went by and more people went up, it slowly started to dawn on me, oh shit, everyone's gonna do one, huh? My round came up. They told me, don't overthink it. All you need to remember is 2 words. Yes and. Yes and. Welcome to Improv 101. It's time to meet your 2 new best friends. Yes means to accept whatever your fellow player establishes as the truth. And means you add something to it yourself. Good morning, Robertson. How is my favorite number cruncher? Yes, your name is now Robertson. And yes, you are some kind of office clerk. Now add something to it. Oh, you know, it just hasn't been the same since Isabel left. Being the only one in this dark office, really gets to you, you know? Good job, you're really doing it. Thanks, it's easier than I thought. I've already thought of this great joke about how she went off to become a pop star. Oh, maybe just first listen to what your other player... I can't believe she left us for Gibson and Gobson. I mean, property law? Really? But that doesn't work with the thing I thought of at all. Stay calm, keep going. Oh, Lord. Well, lesson number 2 is stay present and listen. But lesson number 3 is you're in this together. You seem oddly nervous, Robertson. Is there something you're not telling me? Take it and add something. Well, they do have dental. Yes. And they give extra paternity leave. Robertson. And Isabel says her boss doesn't yell at her all the time. Ah! You've done it! You're doing improv! I'm so proud of you. You're still on stage though. Keep going. Hey, Robertson! Huh? Anyway, they gave us our starting prompt. 2 people living near a music festival, and we could discover the rest as we went. Fine, I thought. I'm here now, I'll commit. So I took a deep breath, finally stepped on that stage, and it was an absolute travesty. We completely failed to establish the storyline. Our characters sounded the exact same, and by the end, nobody was sure who was who anymore. Were we twins? Married? Both? We got stuck making pretend breakfast and spiraling into a more and more abstract display. And I felt small as I sat there baking imaginary eggs. My head was pounding with thundering, anxious heartbeats. And then a different sound broke through. People were laughing, but not in a sadistic way. They were having a great time. Not just the audience, but my fellow players too. And even though it took me a while to realize, so was I. None of it was malicious. It was simply a delight to see this bizarre world we'd created completely fall apart at the seams. We were never able to salvage that bit, but it didn't matter. Our performance was enjoyed by everyone. We gave it our best shot, and as soon as we realized we were headed for the abyss, we at least tried to do a cool flip. Not every failed bit goes down quite that gracefully. The first time I added to a bit unprompted, I pretended to be an annoying kid in a crowded elevator. And nobody responded. This is it. This is what I've been fearing. Goodbye, cruel world. But the bit just went on. Nobody minded. I had been so self-obsessed, placing so much emphasis on every little slip-up that I completely failed to notice that everybody had these moments. It's a difficult skill, and it's a messy art form, and frequently things go wrong. And this isn't to say that the group is bad. They're amazing, but this is exactly what it's about. Failing gracefully. When you mess up, lean into it. Take a deep bow and yell, ta-da! In doing so, you learn to go with the flow, to spin everything that comes your way into something good. You learn to not just embrace failure, but to enjoy it all the way down, and frequently turn those failures into the best parts of your performance. Each of us has so much more to say, and is so much more imaginative than we picture ourselves. But when we are afraid of screwing up, we don't let it out. The reason you're not as quick as the people on these shows is because you censor everything you say. You can't be witty if everything's being vetted by committee. That's not good. I don't know. I don't know why. Of course you're not going to be quick on the draw if everything first needs to be vetted by the brain committee. Is this funny, boring, melodramatic, basic, too personal? By the time your idea has run that gauntlet, the moment has already passed. By trying to be interesting, you end up creating something boring. How can you be spontaneous if you're constantly holed up in your head, regretting the past or planning the future? This is the greatest gift that improv has to give. There's no space for these thoughts. When you're in a scene, you're forced to be present and listening. When it's time to speak, you speak from the heart. And rather than tear yourself apart looking for the one perfect thing you could have said, you simply embrace reality as it is and figure out where to go next. And it is bizarre. It's silly, but that's kind of the beauty of it. You're breaking through long-held anxieties and becoming a better performer through just the strangest interactions. No joke, this script has come together like 20 times faster than the last because I no longer judge every word before I put it to paper. I simply sit down and let whatever happens happen. And then I started playing Baldur's Gate 3 and it still took me like 2 months to make this. When you know you're going to be okay in unforeseen situations, so you truly get to just be in the moment. I cannot overstate the amount of color and joy and adventure it brings. Improv has made me spontaneous again, and it feels so good. So give it a try. Or don't. I'm not your dad. I mean, I am your dad, and